Good morning, Interwebs. It is about 1:30 in the morning on Monday, and I'm heading to bed here shortly, but I did want to fill you in on what I did today. Firstly, I am sitting in a chair that is currently highly uncomfortable. There we go. So this is the top I had on yesterday. It's quite heavy, which is actually kind of pleasant when you're wearing it, but it's not pleasant when you stick it on the chair behind you. It's the, like, tunic-y dress thing. That I was wearing yesterday, and it's quite a lump to be leaning against. But I had thrown it on the back of the chair here because my ironing board was in the way of the drawer where it went at the time. Well, I took it off yesterday. Anyways, today I made it through the entire to-do list I set out for us. So that, I guess, is good. Now, the only reason we made it through that whole list is because I made that list very, very small, which I recognize is my own advice, the whole tiny list big marker thing. But when I'm making a list that involves, like, multiple people, the list of things that involves me seems to become increasingly large. Even if everybody else's list is, like, manageably sized, I don't always take into account that, like, I factor into so many of the things on the list. But we had dance today. When we were at dance, I took my laptop and I worked on NaNoWriMo during that. I got my stuff written. Wasn't super enthused with anything I wrote today. It was. I don't know. The pictures that I'd picked didn't have really good, like, stories to go with them. At least they didn't trigger any huge, like, memory for me. So I basically just explained what was, like, directly happening in them. And I don't even know that I did it, like, poetically in any form. Like, there was just, I don't know. It's a draft. It's fine. In fact, I came home and I considered doing some more writing. I did the transcription I needed to of my kids' NaNoWriMo stuff after we had dinner. And then everyone went to bed. And I was just sitting there reading NaNoWriMo forums because I needed to fill my head with something mindless and just, I wanted to stare at something but not think about anything. So I was reading those and, you know, it's felt like a fruitless endeavor. Like, I was wasting time, but I was enjoying it. So, like, you know, that isn't a complete waste. But I did come across a quote that I really liked in one of the forums. It's a Louis L'Amour quote. And then I was like, I need to draw a sink. Like, desperately need to draw a sink at this point. So I did. Here is my favorite thing I wrote today. I posted it on Instagram. I drew this sink, which I'm actually very happy with. The faucets turned out really good. But the quote is, start writing no matter what. The water does not flow until the faucet is turned on. And the quote is nice, but I don't know. I'm pretty happy with the sink. So it's kind of funny though, with the lighting. The shadowing's not terrible either in person. I don't know how well it actually shows up on camera. But I'm now satisfied with my day creatively and just in general to the point where I can probably go to sleep. I also worked on my sweater some more today. It's in the other room, so you'll see it tomorrow. It's just getting longer with more blue stripes. I finished the ball I was on yesterday, and I started on a sleeve. I'll be working the sleeves simultaneously to the body because the way I'm striping things, it's going to work better that way. So I'll be doing sleeves at the same time because it's a raglan increase cardigan, which is going to be like a coat. So we'll see how that turns out. It was fine today. It wasn't like one of those things where it's like, oh, all I have to do is crochet all day. I did some, so I was making progress. But yeah, it's kind of felt those things today. Nothing was like, oh my goodness, I really want to do that, except for drawing the sink. I really wanted to draw a sink. So I guess I'm glad that I did the one thing today that I really wanted to do. Oh, I also at one point really wanted coffee with frothed half and half, and I still had coffee in my French press. So I went and made myself that, and it was tasty. That was pretty good. So the coffee and the drawing the sink, they turned out all right. Now I'm going to go to bed, and I'm hopefully going to read a few pages of my book before I fall asleep. I am working my way through a book called No Place Like Home. What what is it? Lessons for Activism from LGBT Kansas. It's really good and particularly informative for me because I did not live in Kansas during the time period that is being talked about in this book, at least not in the beginning. I don't know how it's going to end up. If it's going to end up like super recent or when it's going to end. But I clearly experienced all of the LGBT activism steps they're talking about in California as I was growing up, but I did not even know about the things and the way that legislation and things like went through here. And so that is interesting historical perspective, and it's important to know these things, especially when you live in a place where things have kind of gone about in a different way. And so it's nice for me to be able to like catch up a little on some history that I missed. Alright, gonna go read a few of those pages because I do need to finish the book because somebody else is waiting for it when I'm done, and I think it's due next week. So I have about a week to read about 2/3 of the book. Gotta get on that. I just need to quit falling asleep when I'm reading, or I need to read not when I'm going to bed. Probably need to read not when I'm going to bed, but I haven't quite figured out when to slip that in. I guess I could do that instead of reading NaNoWriMo forums. That might be smart. But if I did that, then where would I get inspiration to draw syncs? So, clearly, that was a very important part of my day, was reading those forums. Syncs, I don't know. Anyways, I will talk to you all tomorrow. Nighty-night.